What is going on, everybody? Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about how to gain more capital to start sneaker reselling. So today we're just gonna go ahead and get straight into it. I'm sure you guys have all probably heard of this, and if you haven't, I'll be going a little bit into detail on it. Quick flips. So basically, quick flips is when you don't do holds, and the term holding in sneaker reselling is when you buy a shoe with the idea that the price of the shoe is projected to continuously go up. So you hold it for anywhere from 1 to 6 months usually, and then you sell it once the price rises. Now when you're first starting reselling, I do not suggest this at all, for the pure fact that you don't have the capital to do that yet. So basically, when I say quick flips, I mean you buy a used pair of shoes. To find places to find those used shoes, I talked about all in my last video, so you guys can go ahead and go check that out. I gave some great advice for beginner resellers. So this is kind of a transition video from that into this. So if you have not watched my last video, I would seriously suggest go watching that and then coming back to this. So you're gonna find used shoes, go home, clean them up. You can literally use a toothbrush, dish soap, and water to clean your shoes. That's what I did when I started. You really don't need anything else. And then once you clean them up, you take pictures and you cross-list them everywhere. Once again, if you don't know where to cross-list, check out my last video. And then you look for about a $20 profit margin when you're starting. You have to remember that your time does have value, but when you're first starting off and if you don't have a job, your time really isn't worth anything necessarily. My first quick flip was a $20 profit, and I'm still not doing holds. I don't plan on doing holds for any, I don't plan on trying to do a hold anytime soon, just for the pure fact that I don't have the capital even now to do that. So that's my first main thing. So now we're going to talk about where you get that money to buy the used sneakers to get the quick flips. Now I'm sure you've all heard on TikTok or other sneaker resellers, YouTube say, everyone always says, just sell things around your house. Sell old Vans, sell things like that. Now sometimes things like Vans are kind of hard to sell, especially if they're super beat and they're super used, but you have to also go outside of the idea of only selling shoes when you're first starting, because at that point you need to be willing to do absolutely anything to make money, whether that's babysitting, whether that's doing yard work, asking your parents, hey, what can I do around the house to make some extra money? I'm sure they'll have some project, and honestly, it'll suck at first. But once you get that capital, you won't have to do those things to make money when you want to buy something, because you will be making your own money. Now, something that I do a lot for my parents is once you get really used to selling things on the places that I talked about in my last video, like where you cross-list your sneakers, you get very good at it, and the fact that you know how to talk to people, you know how to negotiate with people, you know how to post, you know the keywords, you know how to title, what pictures you're going to take, everything like that. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, there's just a lot of people that aren't willing to put in the work to do that just because they're like, oh, I don't need that extra $25 or whatever. I don't need that extra blah, blah, blah. But it's just sitting around the house and you don't need it. So what I do a lot, even now, I literally did it yesterday. So you go up to your parents and you ask them, is there anything around the house that we don't need that I can sell? I'm sure there's going to be something. I'm sure they're going to come up with something. And I'm sure some things will have more value than other things. Now you have to realize that your parents aren't always just going to be willing to give you something when they think, oh, you can make money off of that. So they can be like, they might pull the, I was actually thinking about selling that because blah, 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 I need the money, something like that. And that's completely fine when they say that, because at the end of the day, if it's their stuff, it isn't necessarily yours to just sell. But there is still a way to get money from things like that. Now, I'm sure your parents are busy in one way or another, whether it's taking care of you, going to work, doing something like that. So then once they do that, you can counter with, okay, well, can I post it? And then whatever I sell it for, I get a portion of the price. Now, if they're like, well, how much of a portion? You want to start off high because you're the one doing all the work for it, right? You're the one selling it, but it is their item. So I would say, well, I get 70%, you get 30%. Now, almost all parents are never going to take that because they're thinking, okay, I'm barely even making money from that, when at the end of the day I could do it, but they don't want to do it. If they have better things to do, they're not going to want to take their time to take photos and post it on every single app known to mankind. So then if they say no to that and be like, okay, well, I think it would be fair if we went 50-50, just because yes, it's your product, but I'm also putting in a lot of work to post it. Now, most of the time, my parents personally, or even my grandparents or my aunts or my uncles, do it with everyone in your family. It doesn't matter who. Try to make a deal with someone in your family. Now, sometimes, even with the 50-50 deal, they still don't think that's fair. And if you think about it, they're definitely probably taking a loss on something, because usually right when you use something, it depreciates in value. So they're gonna be thinking about that when they're selling it as well. So if they don't even take the 50-50 deal, I would say don't go lower than 25-20%. But if you have no money right now, take whatever you can get, but also remember your time is worth money. So along with that, literally just, you can go on Craigslist free stuff. Personally, I've never done this, but I tried to get my brother to do it because he has his license. You can go on Craigslist free stuff, and if you search for long enough, I guarantee you will find something that is worth something. So you go, you get it because it's completely free. There's a free stuff section on Craigslist, and you pick it up, and then you can clean that just like you would do with sneakers and sell it. Listen, what you're doing with sneaker reselling, I love it. I love that I'm like dealing with shoes because I already love shoes, but you can do the same process with basically everything. So keep that in the back of your head when you're trying to think of things to make money. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this video short this time, but that's honestly my best advice that I could give you guys for how to gain more capital when you're first starting sneaker reselling. And so basically, I think those things will definitely get you somewhere and will at least get you enough money to at least get your first pair. I bought my first pair of Jordan 11 closing ceremonies that were super beat for $40, and I can guarantee you that that will get you over $40 if you put in the time, the effort, and you have patience. So yeah guys, that's basically all I really have for you guys today. I really hope in some way, shape, or form this helped you guys with getting capital, or at least gave you guys more ideas and got your brain like coming up and just brainstorming. I always have a notes pad out that if anything ever pops into my head, even if it sounds dumb at the time, I write it down. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please check out my Instagram, lydia.resells. That is where all my shoes will be posted. That's where you can sell me your shoes I'm looking to buy right now. I'm always looking to buy for the right price. And follow me on TikTok, that's a big one. I'm constantly giving out advice, keeping you guys up to date with what I'm doing, showing you guys how much I paid for things, so go ahead and check that out. That is also lydia.resells, or both links will be down below. Comment any video ideas you guys have for the future, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to start trying to post once a week. I'll see what I can do. Peace out.
Start with inhale, exhale. Inhale deeply, rise onto your toes, and stretch arms high.